Guyana's roads are no longer just pathways. They're lifelines built to survive the next climate disaster. In this video, we dive deep into Guyana's ambitious $156 million Transport Resilience project. This isn't just about fixing roads. It's about building infrastructure that can withstand climate change, save lives, create jobs, and transform how people connect across the country. Stick around to discover how this South American nation is turning the chaos of floods into a springboard for opportunity and progress. If you're fascinated by global development or innovative climate solutions, you'll want to subscribe and hit like now, because this story is just getting started. Nestled on South America's northeastern coast, Guyana is a land of breathtaking natural beauty. Lush rainforests, winding rivers, and vast wetlands define much of its landscape. Yet this beauty comes with a fragile vulnerability. Over 90% of Guyana's population calls the narrow, low-lying coastal strip home, a stretch barely inches above sea level. Here, people live with the constant threat of heavy rains, seasonal floods and rising sea levels made worse by global warming. The year 2021 was a harsh reminder. Devastating floods struck, causing over $100 million in damage, crippling vital transport routes and devastating the agricultural sector. Roads turned into rivers, bridges gave way, farms were inundated, schools had to shut their doors, and hospitals struggled to get crucial supplies. Entire communities became islands, isolated by water. Experts estimate that nearly 60% of the country's road network is vulnerable to such climate hazards. Combine that with a troubling road safety record, an average of 15 deaths per 100,000 people annually, and it becomes clear that Guyana's infrastructure is struggling to meet the demands of a changing environment and a growing population. But instead of accepting defeat, Guyana is choosing a different path. Bold, innovative, and hopeful. It's embracing a vision that could serve as a model for many nations facing similar climate challenges. Guyana's geography is a double-edged sword. The fertile coastal plains are the heartland for farming and commerce, but their proximity to the sea leaves them dangerously exposed. For decades of underfunding and outdated engineering left these vital regions unprepared for increasingly violent storms and rising waters. When the 2021 floods hit, key transport routes were submerged for days. Bridges that connected communities crumbled under pressure. Neighborhoods were cut off entirely, making it impossible for emergency responders to reach people in need. The economic impact was staggering. Farmers watched their crops rot in flooded fields, unable to get their goods to market on time. The ripple effect touched every sector. Education stalled, healthcare access became unreliable, and businesses faced huge losses. The drainage systems, many installed more than half a century ago, simply couldn't handle the volumes of water that now regularly fall. Roads were washed away or left riddled with potholes, turning simple commutes into dangerous treks. Every rainy season became a roll of the dice, a gamble with people's safety and livelihoods. But what if roads weren't just passive victims of these floods? What if infrastructure could be designed to resist, to protect, and even to improve the lives of those who rely on it daily? This question became the spark for a transformative rethink about transport infrastructure in Guyana. With these challenges in mind, Guyana embarked on a journey to redefine its roads, starting with a visionary new project that would push the boundaries of climate resilience and community safety. The Integrated Transport Corridors project. On February 28, 2025, a major milestone was reached. Guyana received official approval for the $156 million Integrated Transport Corridors project, funded by the World Bank. This initiative represents the largest International Development Association transport effort in the Caribbean region to date. A bold statement of ambition and resolve. The project zeroes in on key regions that house more than half of Guyana's population, regions 3, 4, 5, 6 and 10. These areas form the backbone of the country's social and economic activity. The plan revolves around three main pillars that together promise a dramatic upgrade in the way roads serve communities. First, climate resilience. Instead of simply rebuilding roads as they were, engineers are elevating them above known flood levels, protecting them from future surges. They are installing slope stabilization measures, retaining walls and innovative bioengineering techniques to halt erosion. Improved drainage systems and culverts will speed water runoff during storms, preventing the flooding that crippled transport in the past. Second, road safety is a top priority. New infrastructure includes crash barriers, clear signage, pedestrian crossings and speed controls designed especially for sensitive areas like schools, markets and hospitals. Bike lanes and sidewalks are being introduced to accommodate cyclists and pedestrians safely, creating roads that work for everyone. Finally, inclusive mobility ensures that the needs of all citizens are met. Infrastructure improvements specifically consider vulnerable groups such as women, children, the elderly and people with disabilities. Transit stops are being redesigned for safety and accessibility, making travel more equitable and comfortable. Complementing these efforts is a nationwide road safety audit. Specialists are identifying trouble spots and deploying targeted fixes, all backed by data and modern engineering best practices. Plans are only as good as their real-world impact. So how is this ambitious vision coming to life on Guyana's ground? Let's zoom into a few corridors that have already been prioritized for upgrades and see what changes are underway. The new Amsterdam to Mara route, approximately 40 kilometers long, serves as a vital link for farming communities and river transportation. Then there's the Molson Creek to El Dorado corridor, about 8 kilometers, which acts as a crucial gateway connecting Guyana with its neighbor Suriname. And finally, the East Coast and East Bank Demerara corridors, which are essentially the economic lifelines of the country. On these routes, practical improvements are happening at pace. Raised road platforms and advanced drainage systems drastically cut flood risks, meaning these arteries stay open even during heavy rains. In flood-prone zones, gabions, wire cages filled with rocks, and specially engineered embankments prevent erosion and landslides, stabilizing the terrain. Road surfaces have also been upgraded. Instead of vulnerable asphalt that breaks down under stress, sealed gravel roads now offer durability and flexibility, coping better with heavy vehicle loads and resisting storm damage. Safety has been enhanced near schools and clinics with the introduction of speed bumps, clear zebra crossings, and informative signage. Innovative technology, like weight-in-motion sensors, is being installed to monitor and control reckless driving, while speed enforcement tools keep drivers accountable. Smart design principles guide every aspect. Roads are no longer just for cars. Pedestrian walkways, cycling lanes and multi-use transport hubs are integrated to create more vibrant and inclusive transport corridors. But this isn't only about concrete, gravel or technology. The true story is how these changes impact people's lives every day. How lives are changing from this project. Take Alicia, a dedicated schoolteacher living in Region 5. Before the upgrades, she often had to wade through knee-deep water just to reach a bus stop, turning what should be a simple commute into a daily ordeal. Today, thanks to elevated roads and covered transit stops, her 40-minute journey is predictable, dry and safe, giving her more time and energy for what really matters. Then there's James, a rice farmer from the Quarantine Corridor. His harvests were frequently lost when flooded roads made it impossible to transport crops to mills on time. Now, even after heavy rains, trucks can reliably reach his farm, thanks to improved access and drainage systems, safeguarding his income and the local food supply. These improvements ripple outward. Emergency medical vehicles reach rural patients faster than ever before, reducing delays that can mean life or death. School attendance, especially among girls who previously skipped classes during the rainy season, is on the rise. Trade flows more smoothly, with transport times for key exports like rice and cassava significantly reduced, boosting Guyana's food security and regional commerce. Across these upgraded corridors, more than 110,000 residents are already experiencing safer, more reliable mobility. Transformations that reach far beyond mere convenience. But why should the world care about these local successes? What does Guyana's journey mean on a bigger stage? Guyana's road network isn't just a local convenience, it's a crucial link in a larger regional web. Positioned strategically, these corridors connect the country with neighbors like Brazil and Suriname, playing a pivotal role in the flow of goods, people and culture. Under the umbrella of CARICOM, the Caribbean Community, Guyana is working to enhance regional integration through stronger, more reliable transport infrastructure. Stronger roads mean a more dependable supply chain. Fresh fruits, vegetables and other perishables can travel quicker and arrive in better condition to markets, not only within Guyana, but across Caribbean nations. This translates into healthier diets, more stable economies and better livelihoods for farmers and traders alike. But the ripple effects don't stop at the Caribbean. On the global stage, Guyana's initiative stands as a powerful blueprint for other nations vulnerable to climate extremes. From Pacific Island states to sub-Saharan African countries facing similar flooding and rising seas, Guyana is proving that small economies can lead the charge on climate-smart engineering. The project isn't just about physical construction, it's also about institutional transformation. Guyana is investing in digital asset management tools that provide real-time data on road conditions, enabling proactive maintenance and smarter resource allocation. Engineering teams are receiving training focused on climate-resilient design, ensuring that future infrastructure investments build on these innovations. Moreover, a comprehensive environmental and social management framework guides the project. It safeguards local communities, protects wildlife habitats, and includes measures to prevent gender-based violence around construction sites. This holistic approach blends engineering expertise with social responsibility, creating a model of infrastructure development that truly serves the people. Now, here's where the story takes a surprising turn. A moment that redefines what we thought roads could be. Traditionally, roads have been viewed simply as connections between points, a way to get from place A to place B. But Guyana is flipping this idea on its head. These roads are evolving into platforms that promote safety, inclusivity, climate defense, and economic vitality. Imagine a road that doesn't just survive floods, but acts as a shield for communities. Picture a route designed with the safety of school children and elderly citizens in mind, with accessible transit stops and pedestrian zones. Envision a road that helps farmers like James get their goods to market even after the heaviest rains, or a fisherman who can reach cross-border trade hubs with ease. This is not some distant dream, it's unfolding now in real time in Guyana. What makes this truly remarkable is its scalability. The lessons learned here are not locked behind Guyana's borders. Small island nations in the Pacific and vulnerable countries across Africa can adapt these innovations, tailoring them to their unique challenges and climates. Guyana isn't just fixing roads, it's crafting a new narrative about infrastructure, one where human needs, climate realities, and economic growth intersect powerfully. So what's the takeaway from this incredible story? Guyana's $156 million investment is more than a construction project. It's a bold statement about resilience, inclusion, and forward-thinking adaptation to climate change. This effort underscores that infrastructure can no longer be built with a business-as-usual mindset. Instead, it must anticipate future challenges while lifting up the most vulnerable. This project is a beacon, proof that even smaller nations can innovate and lead in climate-smart development, turning environmental threats into opportunities for sustainable growth. At its core, this is a human story, one of hope, ingenuity, and determination. Guyana is showing the world how infrastructure can be a promise that no one will be left behind, that progress can be equitable, and that nature's power can be met with human resilience. If Guyana's journey towards resilient, inclusive transport inspired you, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Sharing these stories helps spread awareness of the innovative solutions emerging from around the world. We want to hear from you. What part of this project do you find most impactful? Is it the flood defences that protect communities, the bike lanes that promote safer mobility, or the digital tools that keep roads in top shape? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read everyone. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more inspiring stories where infrastructure meets innovation.